other nomination for mayor of Bulawayo City Council? Any other nominations for Bulawayo City Council mayor? I think with everyone is my witness, there isn't any other nomination. It is therefore my duty to announce that Senator Councillor David Coulthard is His Worship, the Mayor of Bulawayo, henceforth. May we congratulate him, please? Congratulations, Your Worship. Right, that was fast. May I take nominations for Deputy Mayor?
I would like to nominate Councillor Donaldson Mabuto.
Councillor Mabuto is nominated. Any seconder? You second. It's duly seconded. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? And finally, any other nominations?
Is that a hand?
No, it's
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So there is no other nomination. It is therefore my duty to formally announce that Councillor Mabuto has been duly elected as the Deputy Mayor of Bulawayo City Council. Let's congratulate him. Congratulations, Councillor. We go to the speeches.
Then do the acceptance speeches.
Okay.
Oath first.
It's oath first or speeches first?
No, not first.
Oath first. Right. So at this juncture, may I ask Your Worship to take your oath of office before the town clerk? Then we'll ask you to make your acceptance speech.
All right. But I didn't want so.
Is there a Bible?
You have a Bible?
No, there is there a Bible? Happy pipe.
Excuse me.
Pipe.
I have a Bible on my phone, so if you are happy with...
Does that count?
I think it does. It's the Word of God in there.
It is actually. It is.
I've just been reading it.
All right. Matthew 5.
It's,
What you do to the least of these,
exactly.
I'll be reminding you about that.
All right. Thank you, sir.
I saw a fleeting. I saw you fleeting with it's Let's wait for the Bible. It's here.
Thank you.
Right from that distance or from
Yeah, it's all right.
Where do you want to do it from?
If you can hear each other, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You say after me. I, David Coulthard,
Hi, David Coulthard.
will say that I will well and truly serve
Do swear that I will well and truly serve
Bulawayo City Council in the office of the mayor.
Bulawayo City Council in the office of Mayor.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You can sign. When I was there. You can as well start saying your acceptance speech.
Where would you like me to say it from?
You can, your seat is that.
Thank you.
Populate the place.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we ready to start?
I think we should do. Okay.
Because he has to come and take the oath.
Let me speak and then.
Let the mayor speak.
Mr. Town Clerk, Provincial Administrator, my fellow councillors, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted that you've been able to join us today. This is a happy occasion for us, but in one respect, it's a very sad occasion. And I would like you all to join me by standing for a minute to pay respects to the late Joshua Malinga, who died this past weekend. He was a close friend of mine, even though we were in different political parties, but he served the city faithfully for 2 terms as mayor. So would you join us in a minute's silence, please? Thank you. I think I'd better stand so that I can see you all, but may Mr. Malinga's dear soul rest in peace. At the outset, I'd like to pay a few thanks. My first vote of thanks needs to go to President Nelson Chamisa, the leader of the Triple C, and to the leadership of the Triple C. As you may have heard, I didn't ask for this position. I thought at the age of 65 that I was nearing retirement. But it was President Chamisa who listened to the citizens of Bulawayo, not just within the Triple C, but from leadership from other political parties, civic leaders and church leaders. And it was President Nelson Chamisa who asked me to take up this role. And so I need to thank him for the confidence that he has placed in me to perform this role and to the leadership of my party. Secondly, I need to pay thanks to the voters of Ward 4. I'm grateful that they made that vision possible by voting me in. And I'm grateful that they turned out in such strong numbers and voted me in with an 86% majority, which indicates that I have broad support, not just, I believe, in Ward 4, but throughout the city. I want to thank my fellow councillors as well for their support, and I look forward to working with each one of them in the course of the next few years. Let me stress, and I hope that that minute of silence, you will understand, was not window dressing. It wasn't superficial. I enjoyed a very productive relationship with the former mayor of the city, the late Joshua Malinga. It was a friendship which crossed over the political divide, and it was a productive friendship. We know, all of us as citizens of Bulawayo, that we have massive obstacles and challenges to face if we are to restore this city to its greatness. We cannot do that as a CCC caucus alone. We can only do that if we enjoy the support of the entirety of Bulawayo, from all political parties, irrespective of their views. It is time that we actually worked not to pursue a personal or partisan political agenda. It is time that we worked in the interests of all the residents, all the citizens of Bulawayo, particularly the disadvantaged members of our society and our community. That has to be our focus. And so we need to, and I commit to, working in a non-partisan fashion to put the best interests of all citizens of Bulawayo at the very forefront of what we do. We all know, and I'm sure all of us who've lived in this city know its tremendous potential. This room, in some respects, reflects that glory of our city. But if we are honest with ourselves, in the last few decades, we have allowed our city to degenerate. It is no longer a city that we can be proud of. It is dirty, it is potholed, there are allegations of corruption afflicting this council. And we have a duty to all people to deal with that. This city of kings, the city of kings and of queens, has, I believe, the potential to be the greatest city in Africa. My family will tell you that I often describe Bulawayo as the world's greatest and best kept secret, because those of us who live here understand its potential. It has this amazing potential because primarily of its people, but also its infrastructure, its position in Southern Africa, its beauty, its historical significance, and its proximity, of course, to the world-class Metopus. But as I've said, it has been neglected. And we, fellow councillors, have much work to do, and Mr. Town Clerk, together. In the coming weeks, we will be convening meetings of all stakeholders in Bulawayo, because to revive our city is going to take a collective effort of all political parties, of civic organizations, of faith-based organizations, of churches, and of people, just ordinary citizens of Bulawayo. We need that collective effort to work together. And so we want to work as a CCC council with all of these organizations. Let me say one word again, which I've already touched on. We are all conscious of allegations of corruption. I don't know personally whether those are correct or not. What I want to undertake today as mayor is that as mayor, I will adopt a zero tolerance attitude towards corruption that is directed to my own councillors, each one of you. There will be a zero tolerance approach to corruption. It will not be hidden. Mr. Town Clerk, it applies to the full-time members of your staff. Yes. There will be a zero tolerance approach to corruption. One of the things we will do is we will set up a hotline manned by an independent person, available to all citizens of this city, of this great city, so that they can phone in and be whistleblowers and advise us of acts of corruption or attempted corruption, so that they can be investigated in a fair manner and dealt with. Because unless we deal with this cancer in our society, we are not going to develop our city. So we are all under notice that that is the approach that I will adopt, and I know I will have the absolute support of my fellow councillors in that regard. So what are our immediate priorities? Well, as we've indicated in the run-up to this election, our immediate priority must be to clean up Bulawayo. I intend calling a town hall meeting as soon as possible to pull in the leaders of our society, business leaders, faith leaders, civic organization leaders, so that we can work out with you, Mr. Town Clerk, with our staff, within the context of our resources, how we are going to do this. Because we cannot be proud of our city if we allow this filth to continue. And this has to be an immediate priority. The second immediate priority is a review of all historical contracts. I'm a lawyer. I understand that properly entered into contracts must be observed and implemented. But if we find that contracts have not been properly entered into, and if we find, on advice not from me as a lawyer, but on advice from the council lawyers, that these contracts are capable of variation or cancellation in the best interests of our citizens, then that must be done. In the short term, so those are our immediate priorities in cleaning up the city. In the short term, my major concern is that of water. We were briefed just last week by the engineering department about the great challenges facing Bulawayo because of our shortage of water. Those of you who are following international news will know of the formation of El Nino in the Pacific Ocean. We need to plan for that together, because if we have a drought year this coming summer, we will face an immediate major crisis, and we need to anticipate that by speaking to our water engineers, by speaking to other engineers in our society to work out how best we can anticipate that, and of course to educate the citizens of Bulawayo, to have a dialogue, a discussion with the citizens of Bulawayo, so that we anticipate that and we get through that crisis if it comes together. But we cannot react to that crisis. We have to anticipate it. Finally, in conclusion, my appeal to everyone, and in particular to the government. I'm conscious that the office of mayor has been denuded of effective power. I am also aware that many of the resources that this city used to have access to, such as car license fees and other things, have been removed from the control of this council to central government, which undermines our ability to run this city effectively. I'm also aware of the history. The failure of central government and the leaders of councils to work effectively for the best interests of citizens. That has to end. Whilst we have major problems with this election and continue to have those problems, whilst we believe that those elections were illegal, we have been elected despite those illegalities. And the obligation on us now is to govern this city to the best of our ability in the interests of citizens. And surely that must be the wish of all people who are rational, who are patriots in this country. And so my appeal is to the government of the day, that they don't put obstacles in our path, that they allow those of us acting in good faith to govern this city to the best of our ability and in the interests of its citizens. And I hope that that will be taken seriously. My final parting word is I ask that you all pray for us. I'm under no illusions about the gravity and the difficulty of the task which faces us. I've described to my family that in many respects I see this as a poisoned chalice, a very difficult job. We will not succeed without the help of God and without your prayers. Thank you.
You have a hand. You have a stylish head. You can walk out of that building. Then we can call the deputy mayor to come and take his oath.
Thank you, Mayor. Can we give him another round of applause? It's now my duty to call the deputy mayor to also come and sign, seal, and deliver his commitment. Councillor Mahmoud.
You can raise your hand.
Which right? The right hand. Or the
The
left?
right hand, yes.
You raise the right hand.
Yeah. Put your left hand on the Bible and the left hand, yes.
Thank you.
I, Donaldson Mabutu,
I, Donaldson Mabuto,
do say that I will well and truly serve
do swear that I will well and truly serve
Bulawayo City Council in the office of Deputy Mayor.
Bulawayo City Council in the office of the Deputy Mayor.
So help me God.
So help me God. Congratulations.
Another round of applause. Ah, sorry, you're not feeling signing. Thank you, sir. May I invite you to also deliver your acceptance speech?
Your seat is this way.
Okay, thank you.
It's easier.
Why don't we wait for the mayor?
Yeah, he's coming.
Take your
While
seats.
they set up the table, the mayor will be coming us down.
All right, so that is the election of the BYO City Council Mayor and Deputy Mayor coming through all the way from Ntuntu Ziatung. And we do have Councillor David Coated taking over the office of Mayor, as well as Councillor Donaldson Wabuto taking over as the Deputy Mayor. We've lost our audio there to try to keep you updated.
To the office of the resident minister in absentia, permanent secretary in the office of the resident minister of Abunyoni, the mayor, his worship, Senator David Coltart, fellow councillors, the town clerk of the city of Bulawayo, heads of departments, is Zakamizi Zakobulawayo, the key stakeholders, Abakubulawayo, Bulawayo Progressive Resident Association, BURA, lamabandla achiyeneyo. Ngithanda ukuthi ngibonge inkosi ukusinikeza leli thuba lokuthi sikhokhele isigodlo sikamthwakazi.
This is designed for June, not for September.
No, siyabonga sesingaqhubeka ke ukuthi siyabonga bakithi Mthwakazi omuhle. Into emele sinanzelele ngekuthi sesigodlweni senkosi. And kule mikhuba ekumele ukuthi siyilandele esigodlo ukuze singalahleki. Otherwise omzilikazi bengavuka emathuneni. Bethi kanti kuyini sokwenzakala kuBulawayo. We are very conscious ngendubo zikaBulawayo. uBulawayo uyakhala, uBulawayo uyabubula. Into eziningi uzibambile uSenator his worship ubaba uDavid Coltart ezihlupha uBulawayo. Mina ngizamncedisa ukumsekela. Ngisithi nyawo lunye loBulawayo. Nyawo lunye lama stakeholders akuBulawayo. Kungabi lo muntu ohamba phambili, kungabi lo ohamba emuva. Sihambe side by side. Sile njongo eyodwa ezuBulawayo ukuthi sithuthukise isigodlo senkosi. Ngiyakwazi kunenge okwenzakala phakathi phandle la. Kodwa thina sizaba ikhansili elalelayo. Okugcina sikhethiwe hathi ukuthi simele itriple C. Nxa sesilapha sesikhipha amabhaji ama political parties. Sesimela uBulawayo. Ngumeya we-Triple C, ngumeya we-ZANU-PF, ngumeya we-MRP, ngumeya we-ZAPU, ngumeya waliphi laliphi ibandla elikhona pedrobheni lenkosi. So siza kubamba. Into engithandazela ukuthi akube lokubambana esigodlweni senkosi. Sidonse kanye kanye. Lapho siba khona lamabatha. Lisiqondisi. Ngoba yinto ezathuthukisa uBulawayo. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor, Councillor Mabuto. Thank you, Mayor, Senator, Councillor Coltart. I think we heard, those who are here have heard It's a call to action. Actually, the service is ours. We are the citizens. And I want to assure the mayor and deputy mayor and town clerk that the message to central government will get there. That is why I'm here. At this juncture, allow me to adjourn the meeting so that the members of the fourth estate can interact with our new mayor and our new deputy mayor and our councillors who are here. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Our meeting ends here. Your worship, deputy mayor, town clerk, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take this.
Too short for that. Oh, no. Thank you very much. Let me take my leave. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris, we'll give you an opportunity now for any questions.
Sama microphone. Sama. Sama mic.
We need to clarify.
And ask your questions. Just announce maybe members of the public just speak up maybe in 1 minute.
I hope this is short. This is pretty hot.
You can go ahead. Thank you.
Let's start. I think.
What is our
Let's start.
May I please have the other paper? Media houses, if I want to ask, you can use the microphone.
questions?
Any questions?
You've got no questions. You can't let me get off so easily. That's your job as journalists.
No, it's fine.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You sure? Thank you. You know how to contact
We are
me.
going to the mayor's party.
Thank you. Professor.
All right, so that is what was happening in Bulawayo, where the mayor has been elected, as well as his deputy mayor. Wow, that was a quick one compared to Harare. We had the provincial administrator going on and on, reminding the mayors of their duties and responsibility. Not such drama in Kobulawayo. Put your nominations. There were no other candidates, selected or nominated. And so at first mention, Senator David Coulthard elevated to mayor. At first mention, Councillor Donaldson Wabuto elected the deputy mayor, and they went right on it, both the mayor and the deputy mayor, emphasizing the need for unity and oneness as opposed to pulling along party lines. And they actually said, we have now done away with our political jackets. It's time to serve the people. Senator Coulthard says it is time to clean up Bulawayo City. So yes, we expect to see a lot of work happening in the cities, and we await to also get to hear about the other mayors in other towns, Mashingo, Chitungwiza, the smaller towns obviously would want to know how it goes, and we'll keep you updated on those ones as well. So yes, Harare, Councillor Ian Makone stepping in as the new mayor of Harare, deputized by Councillor Kozai Kazombe. And in Kobulawayo, we saw Senator Councillor David Coulthard taking over the mayorship and being deputized by Councillor Donaldson Mabuto. Thank you so much, Zimbabwe, for tuning in. This is Zimbabwe Daily. We were getting that feed from the Center for Innovation and Technology site news. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's bye-bye for now.